Welcome back to another episode of Just Jossin Around. I have two guests today. Whoa. Holy shit. Simon Gibson and Megan Malone.
Hey.
Hi. This is very last minute, but I'm excited to have both of you.
I'm excited.
It's fun.
I'm excited to have a partner in crime.
I know.
Yes.
Always good to be back. Jossin around with you, bud.
Megan, you're a regular at this point, I feel like.
I think so.
Ned is on here as well. I'm so sorry, Ned. I did not introduce him as well. Ned is here, not mic'd, but in the studio.
Not mic'd. The camera came on. He's a little shy now.
He's shy. He's settled. He's settled. I'm glad that your Uber driver canceled on you.
Yeah,
but
it really worked out well, you know. Impending tornado. Nobody wants to pick
Is that what's
anyone
going
up.
on? There's a tornado coming?
So between 2 and 6 p.m., yes. There's two.
Today,
bro.
Did you guys hear there was a storm? I live in Lincoln, but there was a storm last night in Lincoln. And I woke up nightmares, middle of the night, storming.
Oh, no.
Is there storms in Omaha?
I mean, I guess I'm not privy to just the amount of lightning that happens here because I was like, what is going on? This is the end of times. And Megan's like, no, come on, this is
normal.
This is freaking Thursday, bro, you know? Yeah, so I was worried, and then once she told me that, I was like, oh, okay, it's just fine. So everything I heard at night, the roof could have been tearing off, and I was like, it's normal.
Fine. Megan said it's fine.
It's spring. Megan said it's fine.
But here, when Megan's saying it is not fine.
That's when you know. That's when, yeah.
So what's our safety plan for the tornado? Where are we going?
I mean, the
basement.
Yeah.
Of your house, Megan?
Yeah.
Yep.
That is good.
Which is a very chill place to hang.
Exactly.
You know.
Unless you're experiencing deep psychosis, then it can be quite scary. But
Joslyne spent her last day before she had to go to the Nut Hut.
The Nut Hut?
In my basement.
Is
with
that
Ned.
In full psychosis.
Is that like a regional restaurant, the Nut Hut? Or
Yeah, Nebraska only.
Nut Hut.
That's fun.
So we're
gonna hold it.
We're gonna go to the basement, finish Baby Reindeer.
Oh yeah.
Oh shoot, is that what you guys were watching?
Watched a couple eps last night.
We got a disgusting amount of Mexican food, and watched a little Baby Reindeer.
Truly to the point where the drive-through guy was like $86. And I was like, what? Because I'll be honest, normally I'm the one who's going full hog on some drive-through, but you kept ordering stuff, and I was like, what?
I know. I don't know.
Is anyone else showing up?
Can you give us a run through? What was the meal like?
Dude, and I just got things that I'd never ordered before. I really felt free in that moment.
I mean, you talk about the Nut House. I was like, this is
I know. We looked at each other too, like, who did this? And Simon was like, it was you.
You did this.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because I got like a burrito and then a quesadilla, and I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, that's too much. You
Yeah.
know? And then
I got a burrito, a quesadilla, nachos, tacos.
Three birria tacos is how you start. I was like, plenty, you know. And then at the very end, all of this, you were like, let's get some super nachos. You want some? And I was like, no, I'll have them. When the guy was just like, he literally was like, $86. I don't know what you want me to tell you here.
Wait, where'd you guys go? Abelardo's?
Where was it?
Abelardo's? Yeah, that'll do it.
It was really the last thing open.
At that time.
Yeah.
But I loved it.
Really had a time.
Yeah, I had a great time last night.
That's awesome. I was going to ask you, how did Tiny House go?
It was so fun.
Yeah.
I mean, the crowd was great, super fun, and then went to the barcade right next door and
Hell yeah.
Smoked a cigarette like a real.
Is that like a treat
cool
for
guy.
you?
It is a treat.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you smoke.
No, I don't, but every once in a while I treat myself. I like a clove cigarette.
A clove? Wow. All right.
I don't know what that says.
To be young, I'll tell you what.
Okay, can you explain to me what your perception of a clove cigarette is? Because I just think it tastes better and it's fun.
Yeah.
But I say that to people and they're always taken aback.
I mean, they taste good. I think for me, it doesn't
do the job.
I mean, it doesn't have any nicotine in it. So
it doesn't. I'm looking for some 180 chemicals that are in the paper.
Yeah.
Sure.
But then I also remember people would say like, oh, if you smoke a clove, it'll burn a hole through your heart. Anyone ever say that to you?
I heard that menthols would turn your lungs to glass.
Yeah,
Whoa.
I heard that too. And I was like, all right, well,
Let's try.
I already got a heart made of glass, let's do the lung stuff. Sorry. But it was, I mean, somebody told me that, if you smoke cloves, it'll like sear a hole through your heart. I don't know. I never fact checked that.
Good thing I only do them once a month.
Yeah.
So it's pre-Google.
Yeah, pre-Google.
You just believed whatever people told you.
Truly.
Until the encyclopedia salesman came around. You could verify something.
Yeah. The specific section about clove cigarettes in the Encyclopedia
They're like,
Britannica.
sure as shit, there's a picture of a heart with a hole in it. It's true.
Yeah.
It's real. So you had your one cigarette. Is that something you do only when you're drinking, or is it?
I mean, I would say that I've never had a cigarette when I haven't been drinking. So yes. Yes,
no sober cigs.
And sometimes, I mean, after kids don't come on, don't do it.
Smoke.
Do you want to look like me? Really cool and hot? Don't do it. But no, I would say after a comedy show, it's nice. But I really can't smoke more than like one cigarette in a day. Even last night, I feel like the combination of the house-made Fireball.
Whoa, I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, Tiny House.
Oh gosh, I have Fireball trauma, but I would try Tiny House's house-made
Fireball. I feel like everyone has Fireball trauma. The level degrees of it. You don't have to talk about it. I'm going to interview you now. So this Fireball trauma, I need to know.
Everyone has their liquor that has sent them into orbit.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, Fireball was for me. I've had multiple bad nights. Some alone.
Yeah.
Some with people with Fireball.
Yeah. I would say Jaeger is that for me. Anything that's like syrupy sweet that you're like,
this is fine.
Take 12 of these, not a good time. But yeah, between that, the one cigarette, the Fireball, and the Mexican food
buffet of Abelardo's.
Yeah, I would say this morning I woke up, not 100%, but I'm still not 100%, but I'm here, baby. The cameras start rolling, the mic turns on. This is what you get. I'm going full hog here. I'm going to take a nap for 5 hours after this, but right now.
Yeah, Simon's LA. He's made for the camera, baby.
The show must go. Yeah, made for the camera from here up to here. That's.
I mean, I am dressed like Adam Sandler today.
Yeah. You're about ready to go play a pickup game.
Were you going to go to the lake after? No, you weren't because tornado. But
I was just going to go home.
Yeah. And then I was like, what if I actually made you sit in a chair in front of a camera?
Yeah. I was like, everyone can see my Adam Sandler core. But I'm fine with it.
Killing it. And the glasses. I love it.
Thank you.
I also feel like it's impossible to not spend a night at Megan's house without ordering an egregious amount of food.
Is that the norm?
And it is. Yeah. I feel like we haven't watched a TV series together, but we've watched comedy.
Oh, yeah.
And eaten food. DoorDashed.
Yeah. Ooh.
That's always a good time.
It's a true dream.
Simon had a great set last night. The Tiny House crowd filled in and was awesome. And they were putty in his gummy little hands.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then everyone kept trying to buy me drinks during my set. And it was like.
During the set?
Yeah. I mean,
Did you accept?
I did, yeah, the first one. I mean, I do a thing, and not to give away my trade secrets, but, if there's someone in, like, the front row, I'll be like, oh, I like you guys, get them around to drinks, put it on their tab. I'm not buying it, but, just get them more drinks and put one on for me, But, like, I would say something about me just kind of... usually inspires people to directly talk to me during my set and think that it's a fucking Q&A for some reason. At one point, it was like 30 minutes in or something. Some guy just started answering a question that I didn't even ask him. I was like, oh no, it's not that part of the show. I didn't bring my camera.
The call and response.
Yeah, this ain't. Yeah, because a lot of comedians like now, with all the crowd work stuff.
Yeah,
what they do is they literally, the last like 20 minutes of their sets, they just do like Q&As so they can just get right on the old biscuit. It's like you're talking too much and too loud. That's my producer, Ned. He's like, wrap it up here. I got to take a dump. Yeah, Hollywood never sleeps, right, buddy? Right, buddy? Yeah. So I mean, it was great. Found someone in the crowd who had a horrible gambling addiction, and then wanted us to go to a casino with them. I mean, I don't think she had but her husband was kind of like, stop talking about gambling.
Oh, she was a girl who aggressively wants to be my friend.
Wants to be your friend, yeah. And nothing wrong with that.
No.
Her name's Sunny. She was cute.
She seemed very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys didn't make it to the casino, obviously.
No.
All right.
I'm not big into gambling.
I've never gone. I want to, but I'm also terrified. I feel like I'm just gonna. I need a chaperone.
The chaperone's good. Happy to roll with. Yeah. But I would say the best way to do it is just go with like an amount of money that you're okay with
losing.
Spending, basically. So $100, $200, but have that limit. Don't go above that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
No.
will lose $30 and think about it for 6 months.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh man, if I had that $30 right now, that would sure be handy right now.
I could get that extra quesadilla from
really cut into my Abelardo's budget.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, and the winner is red, and you're shit. That was
No more burritos.
That was a chimichanga.
Simon, is this your first time in Omaha?
It is, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, never been.
Awesome. That's cool.
Yeah, I do. Sorry, I got the hiccups there.
Get them out. Ned will need to pounce on you one more time.
Yeah, Ned, actually, you scared me once by jumping directly on my stuff. First time. I mean, I do really like I like it here. I like the Midwest. I always have so much fun, like doing shows and stuff. So it's
nice.
It's cool to just be in another comedy scene.
Yeah.
So
I was gonna ask, how long have you been doing stand up?
I would say somewhere between 10 and 1,000 years.
Yes,
it's somewhere like 12, I would say. But yeah, it started in LA. Mm-hmm. Don't recommend it.
That sounds so difficult. Like I don't even know where you would start and to try to build from there.
Well, I mean, it's interesting because I didn't necessarily move there to do stand-up comedy. I moved there to like act and do voiceovers, as you can tell, But yeah, so it wasn't really stand-up that brought me there, and then I just kind of really fell in love with like alternative, like weird comedy, and that's kind of I was like, oh, that's actually cool and fun to me, so I would try that and. And then just, like anywhere else, there's open mics and stuff. And, so I did that for, years and then, just kind of grew from that. But I do think there's way more value, not that I can change anything, but I think there's way more value in starting somewhere local, regional, because you can get better faster because you can get so much stage time early on.
Absolutely. I just went out to Denver recently to do open mics. To do like 5 minutes of material, it took like maybe 7 hours because you're just waiting at mics for hours. It took such a long time, whereas I feel like at least in the Midwest, you're just able just to get up quicker. It's still kind of a way at some mics, but still you can get up a lot faster and do more time and build a set quicker.
Yeah, I think that's true. Denver, like if I was going out to mics, if I was going to try and hit 3 mics, it's basically another full-time job.
I can't imagine the people that, and also this is a question for you too. Were you working like a 9 to 5 and then pursuing comedy?
So, one thing you guys got to know about me is my parents are rich as fuck.
I love that you're open.
But I never took any money from, no, they're not rich at all. No, both of my parents are like artists, but, not like rich. Or, so pretty much the whole time, I was also, working like a full-time job, restaurants, bars, cafes, stuff like that. anywhere where I could kind of work early enough to where I'd get off and still be able to do stuff at night, you know? So yeah, I mean, for probably the first 4 or 5 years of stand up, you know, I was like one of those fancy baristas for like a decade, really. And for the first like 5-6 years of comedy, like kind of my routine was wake up at like 5 a.m., go to work, get off at noon, take like a 4-hour nap, and then go to Mike's, usually get home somewhere between like 11 and 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Get like, 4 or 5 hours of sleep, go to work, and just do that whole thing. And
that's a grind.
And yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I was also, I'm older now, but like I was still in my, I was in my 20s. I had that sort of like,
had some zest.
Like I would never be able to do that now,
Did the latte art suffer during this time?
I got to be honest, the latte art got better. It's something about,
expression.
Yeah, so expression, sleep deprivation,
Did you have like a signature thing you could do on the coffee?
Well, I mean, like, thank you for asking. I've been waiting.
Boy, do I.
Yeah. I mean, I would say it's, the way that I did it, like, we were kind of that classic, like, Northern Italian style where you draw the pictures like freehand, so you're drawing it as you're pouring it, like that place we went to, which was amazing. But like, yeah, so some places when you see the crazy latte art, Ned will tell you, it is, they're using stencils, so they have like a thing, and then they, basically use like a toothpick to kind of draw. So when you see someone's like portrait, like I never did that because it was. And what now I don't care, but it was sort of frowned upon in the barista world of like, oh, you didn't draw it freehand, So, and freehand is basically like you're drawing it as you're pouring the milk in there, basically. So you have to finish the drawing by the time you fill the cup. So I would say the one that I did do that took a long time is, and this is like the top of the latte art mountain. Maybe it isn't now, but back in my day it was. I don't know who I'm yelling at, but
Ned.
But it was the swan. So so basically this is so cool.
No,
so like you start drawing and then you basically make what's like called a rosetta, which is the leaf, so you start to make a rosetta. You stop and then you shift the cup over to the opposite side and then you make a heart and then cut through and then basically that's like the swan's body and the head.
Christ, that's the most romantic thing I've ever heard.
Did you ever have people
Thank you, And I used to like, was so lame. I used to use like latte art to like flirt with people, I'd be like, people are like, oh my God, it's a heart. And I was like, yeah, it's how I feel,
Swans mate for life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did people ever, like, if you give them the art, they just, like, put the lid on it or they immediately swirl it and don't look at it?
And it breaks your heart,
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so many times I'd be like, look at what I did, and they'd just be like, Yeah, so it really is kind of a thing where you're like, what am I doing this for,
You're big into the heartbreak arts, the ephemeral arts, comedy.
Yeah.
Latte art,
and you do know a place is like pretty good when they give you the to-go cup and they specifically don't put a lid on it because they want you to like see,
I'd be like, look at that crema.
Yeah. I made this for you.
I worked at one of those spots and it took me forever to just get the Rosetta.
Oh, 100%.
It and I mean, they had me like, I don't know, they were having me practice with like steaming soap in water because they didn't want to waste like all this milk.
Yeah, same.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was nowhere up to your echelon of latte art, but
it was crazy.
It's a brutal craft.
Yeah. And I think it's maybe, I mean, because it's so prevalent now, but like when I, back in my day, there wasn't a ton of places that were doing it. So like the place that I worked at when I first moved to LA was like one of the only places doing it at that sort of level. And, they didn't even call it a training. They called it an apprenticeship. So I went through, it was like 4 months before it was like 3 months before I was even allowed to steam milk, Like I started as the bar back and then I worked my way up to pulling shots and then it was
had to
like
tie on a guy's apron every morning for 4 months.
Yeah. Sir. And then finally and then it was like practicing pouring with water, and like the owner was the guy who trained, and he was just this like complete just nutball, and I remember I wasn't getting it. I like couldn't. It took me longer than I think a lot of people, and now like I haven't done it in years, but I could still
get it
very confidently, like do latte art still.
I got a steamer.
You do?
Oh, yeah.
All right, I'll do it.
Just merch at shows. I'll do latte art.
Yeah, that's my thing. You guys need a cappuccino?
Dude, how much I would love that if I went to a show. It's like, I'm making cappuccinos for anyone.
All right, if anyone wants to merch, I'm literally just selling coffee. That's actually pretty tight.
I would love that.
But yeah, he said to me, he was like, because I just wasn't getting it, and he was like, Simon, do you know what the definition of insanity is? And I was like, what? I was like, no, I don't actually, now that you've been. And he was, it's like doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result because I was so shitty at pouring water. I was like, because they're like, we're not wasting any more milk. We've already gone through a gallon of milk. And that's the thing. You don't realize, like, oh, yeah, when you're training, you are literally wasting food.
Yeah. The place I worked at, they were like, you're going to drink that, right? Like, right after I would make it.
I'm like, no. I've already had like 4 coffees. I don't want it anymore.
Opening a sentence with, do you know what the definition of insanity is? Is so funny.
And I remember, I was like, it's so crazy that this was like 15 years ago, and I still remember it, and then other things that happened like a week ago. I'm like, what?
Can you describe to me what this guy looks like?
He was like 5'9", 5'10", slender, kind of angular, bald, and he was like a tech guy, a coder who basically like cashed out of that world, and then was just like a coffee nerd, and just who moved to LA from Seattle. Cafe Lux, shout out to them. And
they are getting a lot of airtime.
Yeah, you guys are getting too much airtime.
I'm like enjoying it as a traumatized barista. This is healing to hear about.
Yeah, and it's like you just walk in there, everything's white. The counter's white, walls white.
Yeah,
and I'm like, this makes no sense for coffee. You do realize that, right? So.
Like I can twist my dick into a swan.
Yeah.
Day one, bud.
Yeah. And sometimes, you're doing a lot. You're trying to make a Rosetta, and sometimes it does just look like a dick and balls, and there's nothing you can do about that.
And that's the one that they pause to look at.
Yeah.
They don't swirl that one up too fast.
No, that's the one where they're like, oh, okay.
This looks interesting.
Yeah. Made my day.
But that job, you were working there, you were like, So are you full-time stand-up?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thanks.
That's like the dream.
It is the dream.
Yeah.
And it's hard, and it's like traveling even at its best is still not, I don't know anyone who's like, oh yeah, I love going to the airport and waiting around. But yeah, I mean, it is cool. Just and I think, the positive side of like traveling is like, there's so many places that I would want to go that I wouldn't necessarily have a reason or like a network of places to like stay, but like through comedy and stuff, it's like I can go to cool places that I might not go to.
Yeah.
And just kind of experience that. So, I didn't necessarily think that I would have traveled this much.
Yeah.
Or even really wanted to, but now it's like, oh yeah, cool. Oh yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
It's weird how many places I've been that I forget I've been to.
Is Omaha like the first part? Are you doing like more cities around the Midwest while you're down here? Or are you just Omaha back to LA?
Omaha, and then I'm actually going to Portland.
Oh, sick.
For a festival.
Nice.
And then, kind of a weird, and then back to LA, and then I'm going to Columbus, Ohio. And then back to Port. It's just like a weird
it's
sort
all
of
over
thing, but so it's May This next month will be pretty busy, but that's cool though.
You brought up festivals. I feel like right now, at least, like the younger comics in the scene, we're all like, should we be doing festivals? Should we be applying? What's your like ideology on comedy festivals?
Yeah.
Importance of them.
I mean, I would say to look at them as an investment because almost none of them pay or put people up, even like the good ones, you know? So, but it is a great way to meet other comedians and kind of, you know, and also maybe some industry people. Yeah. I think those whole like industry panels and like, you know, stuff where they're like, oh, we have someone from blah, blah, blah coming to the festival to watch. I don't necessarily, I think that's a little bit oversold. But where I think the real value is meeting other comedians in other cities who can then plug you into those other local scenes. I think that's super valuable. Yep. And worth doing. But also, yeah, you got to be like selective. I mean, you know, I'll put them on blast, but like I recently did a festival where I was headlining it, and they, you know, it was like the money that they were offering was like almost too good to be true for one show. I go out there and people are already calling it like it's Fyre Fest, you know, yeah. So, and it's one of those things where like, you know, so you do have to be, and I'm pretty careful and I saw the red flags and I just like kind of chose to ignore them. Yeah. So it was like, it's on me. But like you do have to be careful because there's so many festivals now that are just like, I literally paid $600 in travel to basically do open mic that I could have done in my hometown, you know, or like a bad showcase. So while there are a lot of great ones, there's a lot of bad ones too. So
yeah, that's what I'm finding personally, and that's where like I'm like I don't even know if it's worth it because it's just at least there are a few in the Midwest that I see that I'm just like I don't know about that one, but there's definitely red flags. For example, I feel like if they're reaching out like, are you gonna submit? Okay, give us your money. Yeah.
And like I understand that a submission fee, you know, covers the cost of like, you know, but basically the submission fee is to cover the cost so that they can pay the headliners, you know. So it's like. And then like, yeah, but you get a free swag bag from all of our local chocolatiers. Or something. I'm like, I don't give a shit about chocolate, you know?
Well, and like sometimes I'll look at, you know, these aggressive bids for submission and then like the late, it's a late submission, $45, $50. And it's like the organizers know good and damn well they have everyone booked. They have their people picked and they're just like trying to soak up some money. And it also seems a little bit like, festivals are a little bit like artist residencies in that like you get into one and then like it kind of chain reactions and you can get into several then because they're like, oh, they did this festival. Oh, they did that festival.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know.
I mean, definitely, with all that being said, I think it's a valuable investment, but just be like selective, you know? Yeah.
I feel like I always just run them past like Zach Peterson or something like, hey, have you heard of this? What do you think about this? Like, just run them past someone who maybe has done it before. Yeah. But
yeah, I mean, there are some good ones. So,
kind of a side tangent. How has been like, so is social media, do you think social media has been a huge part of expanding like your audience and like your network and getting out there as well?
Yeah, well, I'm more of a on the ground kind of in person kind of guy. No, but
man to man.
I mean, yeah, I'm like hand to hand combat. But I mean, of course, it's like, you know, you kind of have to do it. But I mean, you know, it seems like TikTok's about to get banned. And I'm happy about it because I am not good at it. No.
I'm not popular on there. So fuck them.
Yeah. Even though it's the one I have the most followers on, but I'm just like, are these even, none of them seem real? You know, I don't know. But, I mean, I think really the one that's here to stay and the one that I think everyone, and myself included, and it's the one where I'm literally the worst at it, is YouTube.
Really?
YouTube is...
I agree with you.
Yeah, YouTube's here to stay. It's the one where you can actually make money and you can actually like... But it's, you know, it's hard to break through. So it's like, I mean, I know people. Yeah, Ned will tell you. That was him. You know, he knows I'm about to talk about Instagram, so he just had to hack up. You know, he's like, but no, I think you know, I see people who, you know, have tens of thousands of like Instagram followers, and they're trying to like break into YouTube. You know, and their videos will get like dozens of, you know, views, and you know, they're like, oh, so it is a different thing. But that is the one. I think all these other ones will kind of come and go. I do think YouTube's like, so
that's like a take I haven't heard, but
standard, I think.
Yeah,
and it's really the only one where, you know, I think, not the only, because I see, I mean, one of the most popular TikTok, Instagram guys is that guy from Michigan who has like the huge butt. Have you seen this guy?
Oh, I actually know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
And and it's just like, this guy is a fucking celebrity, and he just has this like huge fucking cake booty. And I'm like, is this a fake butt? Because it's I look at it, I'm like, looks good to me. I don't know, you know.
Zooming in.
Yeah. But I'm like, that's what's popular. And then, like, you know, he does these like comedy videos or these like, you know, sort of stunt videos.
Yeah.
And like the way that all this stuff is edited now, I see how it works, but also, you know, maybe I'm like, I'm just not tuned in. I don't have the eye for it, you know. So for my clips and stuff, you know, it's an investment, but I'll just hire people to edit my clips now, like, because they can add the little animations, you know, like the sort of eye grabbing things that, like, if you were to just see me in person, it would be enough, but like on a video, it's like, it's taken too long. It doesn't have a bunch of like pop-ups, you know. It's sort of like keeping attention. So yeah, for my stuff, I basically just pay someone to do it.
I mean, even like on TikTok, it's like the sensory overload that I need for a video to get my attention. Like, it's the dual screens where it's like someone's playing like a car racing game while stand-up is happening. Just things like, I don't know, whenever I look at, you know,
where the guy's just like going down that like giant hill in a car while someone's like, yeah, so the first time I experienced childhood trauma, it's like,
I'm locked in.
Or the one, it's so weird. Or the one guy, or the thing that's just like the running and collecting the coins and jumping over the subway. Well, it's like, my wife cheated on me with my best friend. You know? It's like, what?
On our wedding cake.
Yeah, during the cake cutting ceremony.
I looked down under the tablecloth and she's sucking his dick.
Yeah. Yeah. It was the other video. It's like, just something so just innocent. Yeah, it's a guy playing, or not innocent, it was like a guy playing Red Dead Redemption or something.
Like Minecraft. Yeah. I have to watch the video twice because I'm watching the playthrough and then I'm like, oh wait, there's a story happening. Yeah.
I mean, I think Twitch is fun too. I don't know if
I don't know anything about Twitch, but I know, like, I've watched Twitch streamers before. I think like it can be entertaining.
Yeah. And there are comics who are just trying to like create like non-sexual OnlyFans accounts of just like, hey, so, you know, almost like a Patreon, you know, like, hey, you like my content? You know, it's like, no, show me your balls. I'm a balls guy.
I'm big into it.
Yeah.
So is Ned.
Apparently, Ned
has some homosexual tendencies.
And we support it.
And I love him for that.
You do. He is gonna hump. He's gonna dry hump Simon before this weekend is over.
I mean, he hasn't yet. I mean,
I've never experienced that from Ned.
He doesn't prefer women.
Oh, valid.
That's what it is.
That it is. Okay, cool.
That's what it is.
You, Joslyne.
Sorry, it's not. Thank you, because I was taking it personal.
It's not you. It's me.
Did you snuggle with Ned last night when you slept in the basement?
Well, I didn't sleep in the basement.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. I mean, Megan did fall asleep. And then I, you know, put away the food. Ned helped. You know,
put away the.
There was. I mean, you woke up to a full fridge this morning.
I mean, we had full 8 to-go boxes full.
$86.
It was incredible.
It's awesome.
But yeah, no, but I didn't know this. I guess Ned's been.
He's been trying to, where maybe Simon would wake up and be like, is Megan trying to get in my room? Because he's nudging the door and it's wiggling and just doing his little meep.
No, I didn't wake up at all for any of that. So I don't know. something's wrong with me. But I did wake up at 6 o'clock this morning. I'm just like, I need to be taking Prilosec if I'm not eating like really healthy. You don't know Prilosec, folks? All right. Commercial time. So as a man who suffers from acid reflux and horrific heartburn from everything, apparently.
It's that glass heart.
It's that glass heart. Multiple battles and with GERD. Yeah, GERD's the word. Right. It's just really bad acid reflux.
Okay.
Prilosec is like a 24-hour heartburn medication.
Oh, sick. Okay.
Yeah. So when I take it, invincible. I'm chasing whiskey with coffee. Raw onions, garlic, put them in there. But if I'm not, then it's going to be a struggle for me. I like that you love this so much.
I'm sorry, because I just think it's fun. Because I know a lot of people who suffer from heartburn, myself included. So it's just I'm learning about this drug, and that it could be life-changing to a lot of people.
If you're someone who eats a lot of Tums or something.
Yeah, and they taste good. Does Prilosec?
Well, it's just you just swallow it. Oh. It's just a pill. And you're supposed to take it before you eat anything in the day. So a lot of times I'll just straight up forget to do that. And then I'm like, fuck. But then I've been told that it actually doesn't matter when you take it.
Oh.
You can just take it.
Yeah.
But it works the best.
Do you have to get that prescribed?
If you did. No, it's over the counter. But if you get it prescribed, it's way cheaper.
Okay.
But yeah, anyway, folks, so sponsored by Prilosec, maybe a little Zantac too, whatever, But yeah, if it is something that happens, and I can't recommend it enough, and I did not take it last night, and I woke up at 6 a.m., and I mean, I had a pounding headache as well, but also I was just like, bah!
A little carnitas left in your cheek.
For real. I was just like, Ned! He wasn't by the door then, so he was, and now he's asleep. So that's
go 9-9.
Classic Ned.
Go 9-9. I feel like a Prilosec that's how you say it, Prilosec.
Yeah.
I feel like that plus a Lactaid. I think that sounds like that's how I want to live now.
I think you're gonna.
I'm excited.
Be all right.
You've opened a new door for me.
You're young. You got the rest of your life ahead of you. Me. I don't even think they had. I didn't even hear about this till 3 or 4 years ago.
Shoot.
But yeah, I mean, really, if I'm not doing that, then I just got to keep it super
chill.
But
pudding.
Yeah, just some straight up pudding. Whatever the food is, make it into a pudding, and I'll be able to handle it.
I feel like the nights after I hang out at Tiny House are some of my worst hangovers. The drinks are so good, and I throw them back pretty.
The drinks
easy.
are phenomenal.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Simon ordered off menu.
I tried to, and then I didn't.
What were you trying for?
I didn't do the vodka. No, because I was just like, just make it how they make it.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So it was great. Yeah. And then I was like, that was refreshing and delicious. Give me a shot of whiskey.
Your best fireball. And we're like, perfect.
Yeah. We make it in house.
We've been waiting for someone to ask.
Yeah. We infuse it.
I had I think 4 espresso martinis.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I was loose, but also up. I was
about to say, you were just like,
that's
yeah.
I was like,
you're
drunk.
mixing uppers and downers at the same time, baby. That's the alcohol liquor speedball right there.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. I've graduated from vodka Red Bulls. Okay. As you predicted, Megan.
Yeah.
I was very vodka, sugar-free Red Bull, but now I think I have grown up. I think I'm going to do espresso martinis forever.
Aw.
Little babies.
Nah.
I'm like the espresso martini is the big girls vodka Red Bull.
Yeah. People. I mean, that's kind of a newer thing too. I don't remember that.
It's like a 70s fad coming back.
Was it?
It's good.
And like many things in the 70s that are refashionable again. But that's been probably one of my. I feel like behind the It's Britney bitch, which I cannot stop selling. The espresso martini has been very popular.
What's the Britney bitch?
It is a drink that we put on to spite Justin Timberlake before hating Justin Timberlake was popular.
Nice.
Have you know?
Yeah.
And I describe it as like our homemade White Claw. You probably would have loved one.
It's,
what?
It is.
Yeah.
Damn, I would have loved that.
Yeah, it's vodka, hard vodka seltzer with our house-made pineapple syrup and strawberry puree.
Oh, that sounds great.
It's really good.
I would like one right now.
Yeah, I could do that one.
I put it on as a
Good
joke.
for what ails you.
I wouldn't mind now that you said that.
Right? Doesn't it sound refreshing?
Yeah, for sure.
I don't understand the Justin Timberlake lore. That one went over me. I'm sorry.
Oh, so well now you know like how. Have you not listened to Britney Spears' memoir?
You have not.
Exposed.
I haven't.
Well, I mean, neither have I.
haven't either.
I don't know.
So judgmental.
Wait, she's got a memoir?
I've
I
seen
just fucking hated him.
TikToks next to Red Dead Redemption summarizing it.
Yeah, somebody playing Fallout 4 and also like, so yeah, Justin was like super toxic.
He was a super toxic apparently.
Were they dating?
And he like, they were
did,
like
yeah.
a hot couple.
They were one of the OG like celebrity couples from my youth. Yeah, because like, well, they were both on the Mickey Mouse Club together.
Okay.
NSYNC, you know, got popular the same time she did, you know, and then yeah, they dated for a while.
Yeah, and then he painted her as the bad guy, and she took heat for breaking up with him, and like basically implied that he had cheated on her, or she had cheated on him. Anyway, she took a lot of bad press about it.
At that
and
level,
it turns out that he was doing her dirty the whole time, but we knew he was a slimeball when he ripped off Janet Jackson's costume during the Super Bowl and exposed her titty to the horror of the Puritan American public watching football.
Yeah, and she basically was the one who got like...
She got thrown under the bus by Justin, and that's when the black community stopped fucking with Justin Timberlake.
From that, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, I always...
got schooled. That was good.
But I had
classes in session.
Yeah, I was like, holy. But also, I thought that the costume malfunction was of her own doing. I feel like that's a side of history that no one's speaking out, is that Justin Timberlake, he ripped the costume.
It was planned.
It was
It was
planned.
like a tear. It was a tearaway.
Oh,
Yeah.
why did I think it was malfunction?
Because they painted it like that because it didn't go over well with like
Oh.
the suburban moms who were like, a titty.
Yeah. I mean, I remember seeing it. I mean, when was that? That was
they
like
show Nip?
early 2000s.
No, she had a pasty on.
Oh, okay.
So it was very clearly planned.
Yeah.
But it was like full tit.
Whoa.
And for me at the time, watching the Super Bowl, I was like, oh, I gotta leave.
Yeah.
I'll be back in
We've been
it's like 20 seconds. Don't even worry about it. Before the next. Before. I gotta go. I'm 14. Yeah, but that was the thing that, and he always just kind of, for some reason, just like floated above and was always like, oh, little Justin, we love him. And now it's like, no, that guy sucks.
Yeah. He stinks.
He stinks, right,
His
Ned?
attitude stinks.
Right, Ned?
Anyway, I had Britney's back
I love that.
long before she was twirling
You were on
herself
the right
in an
side of
insane.
history.
So yeah, y'all come to Tiny House Bar, order the Britney bitch,
Order.
and boycott Justin Timberlake.
Come to Tiny House Bar August 8th. We're going to be doing Drake.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
You're pissed. I convinced Megan to let me do Drake music bingo. I want to have a Drake birthday party.
Incredible.
And Drake cake. We're going to play Pin the BBL on Drake.
Okay, nice Drake.
And I'm going to get a life-size cutout of Drake, BBL Drake. Do you know
Thank
BBL
you.
Drake?
No.
There's a plot amongst his haters that he's had a BBL.
Yes.
A Brazilian butt lift?
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny to imagine.
not?
And I want it to be true.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Why? But he
And I also love to hate Drake. And she loves Drake. But
I love
and you love Drake.
And I
What do you love about him?
his music.
Okay.
I know a lot of his songs,
Yeah.
and I'm really excited. And I didn't think Megan would say yes.
That's great.
I
What
did
do you
have
think?
to shut her down on emo night. But
She wouldn't let me do an emo night.
Okay.
I told
Why
her
not?
it was a violation of my lease.
Yeah, and I was like, and for a second, I'm so naive. I go, oh shit, I thought that was real.
Yeah, it's signed in the. You
No
know.
pierce
Well, you
the veil.
have to, there's a 20-year age. I did ask first. I was like, who do you think's emo?
Who did you think I was gonna say was emo that wasn't emo? I want to know because when you asked me
Effervescence or
that,
something.
What?
Effervescence or Hosier.
oh no, I know better.
Take me to church, right?
That's
No,
traumatic
that's
for me.
Bad.
That's a flashback.
Yeah, I remember when that song came out, and I was like, "Oh, this is what people like now. I'm out."
Really?
No. And then I heard it 4,000 more times, and I was
yeah.
like, "You know what? I like it now. I like it. It just took a lot."
I was told by my private Christian school that song was blasphemy.
Oh.
And I was not.
I mean, yeah.
I guess it is. I mean, listening to it as an adult, I'm like, is this about sex? I don't know.
So what is emo though to you?
I don't know. I don't really know what emo is. I feel like I really like Pierce the Veil, Black Veil Brides, like just kind of like hardcore. I don't know what that is. I feel like emo is I don't know if it's a derogatory term, but it just is.
So.
I don't know.
It's a state of mind, dude.
Because do you know? When I think of emo, so Bright Eyes is from here, and like had a big
Eyes. Yeah.
Like Connor Oberst ended up having like a bunch of whiny voiced men who sang out of their diaries, and it was like, listen,
because
white men have emotions too. I know you're exhausted about hearing us on every
Dashboard
platform.
Confessional.
Would it be like?
Wait, I just started listening to these guys because they played them on NPR. That's what I listen to, you know. But cigarettes after sex.
Yes.
Is that because that kind of sounds like?
I thought that was like indie emo.
Indie emo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Because I like that.
I like that too.
But isn't Bright Eyes also kind of indie emo?
Yes, that's what I. So that's what I think.
Okay.
Like,
yeah.
Sure.
So that's kind of what I'm. And if that's the case, then yeah, I'm all about that shit. I'm all about fucking sad fucking pretty boys being like, wah.
You and Ned are gonna have a good time later.
You guys gonna be vibing.
Just gonna play.
Put on some Bright Eyes and cuddle in the basement.
Oh, that sounds like a daydream during the tornado.
While also watching Baby Reindeer and just being like, Ned, why don't I have a stalker? I've been doing this a while, okay?
Dude, I'm sorry.
No, I was like, if
What
anyone
episode
is
of
looking
Baby Reindeer? I'm so sorry.
No, just real quick, if anyone's looking to stalk, I could use the help. Now, okay, continue.
I think Zach Peterson has someone he might want to offload onto you.
Yeah.
For real. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't even know if we can really bring that up, but
Yeah. It was probably. So he watched 2 episodes.
Okay.
I watched 2. Have you seen it at all?
I binged it all in one night.
The whole thing.
The whole thing. Yeah. One take.
mean, I found it. I mean, it's great, and I'm like, yes. I like. You know, it's hard to. There's so much stuff that sometimes it's hard for me to just like sit down and focus. And I usually don't watch those kinds of shows because I refuse to watch anything related to stand-up comedy. But like I do think that it's a very interesting take on that stand-up world, sort of. You know, I don't think it's been really that explored. They probably do more later. But yeah, I mean, it's just his self-hating from being attracted to a trans woman to also, you know, self-hating so much that like this person is clearly unstable and dangerous, but that she's giving him like positive reinforcement and attention, that he, and just like, you know, he's sick.
Yeah.
As much, but in a different way than she is, I think. You know? So yeah, I mean, I really like it.
I'm all aboard. I did not know until after that it was his story. The guy, the main actor, that's like his true story. I did not know that.
Oh shit. Okay.
It's his story. Yeah, he's done a lot of like press about it and talking about it, but it's all like him, and which honestly is like crazy because I'm like. When I see based on a true story and then a Netflix series, I'm like, all right, this is like kind of probably doctored up or like there's like things, but you have the guy that it's happening to.
Also, she's starting to speak out.
Oh,
she exists.
She exists and she's speaking out.
Yeah,
the stalker.
She's being like, that's not how it went.
All right.
Yeah.
But like, you know how he's lightweight trolling her spelling throughout the whole thing? Yeah, she misspells a lot in her statements too, and you're like, yeah.
How much is this? Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I kept being like, wait, I thought it was some weird, you know, the misspelling stuff. I thought it was some weird thing of like
British slang,
or trying to like, because sometimes I see people that are just for whatever reason able to like hack the algorithm, you know?
Yeah.
And they don't necessarily use like proper grammar. I thought maybe it had something to do with that, but she just straight up can't spell.
No.
Got it.
She's the sent from iPhone is, it just keeps getting like more and more distorted. But it's just iPhone. That's how I was like, whoa, that's so. There were times where I would have to like pause the TV and just to like read what the message was saying.
Yeah.
But
damn. So anyway, this whole episode brought to you by Baby Reindeer, Prilosec, Brittany Bitch,
the coffee bar,
and Latte Art.
I like all of those things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call Prilosec. Abelardo's. They're priced.
Yeah. And spending damn near a bill. $100 bill.
So unhinged. I'm sorry.
No.
I think it's incredible.
But the buffet that we had.
It was truly, once we lined it up, I
Beautiful.
was just like, what the we're just standing there like, I guess we should go watch.
But we had like little bites of
Yeah.
these different
Incredible.
flavors of burritos, like a couple of
You know what
quesadillas.
you're doing, Megan. At the end of the day,
You know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like this is a psychosis from being in the service industry for so long because when you go out to eat with a group of service industry people, it is not uncommon to order everything on the menu.
Yeah.
And just kind of go beep, beep,
Yep.
boop, boop.
And like, oftentimes like the service staff will bring you over dishes that like aren't even out yet. And then they'll bring you out bottles of wine and shit. So it's like, and then you'll get your bill and they like, $20. And then you just tip the server like 300 or something.
That's
You
great.
know what I mean?
Oof, I love that stuff.
oh, that sounds like a dream.
Yeah. I'm a sort of a nightmare though. When non-industry people go out, they're like, what
Are you doing?
Yeah.
The whole menu?
and also I don't really like, I don't know. I put it on a credit card. Don't come to me for financial advice.
An Abelardo smorgasbord, $86.
Yeah. Swipe. I mean, I just overall, like I've been very impressed with the food scene in Omaha.
Yeah. What else have you had?
I mean, we went to that breakfast spot. We went to
Saddle Creek Breakfast Club, which is so good.
I've never been there.
And then I think tonight if the storms pass or whatever.
So we were gonna try to get some sushi at Yoshitomo. I also took him to Johnny's Steakhouse where
Whoa. I saw
the waitress
picture
was
of the
in love with
steak.
Tyler Walsh and Tyler Walsh alone at the table, but
And then she shamed everyone else for the weak ass amount of food they ordered.
it was the most Midwestern experience I could have given him.
Okay, well, how about I just get, are you sure you don't want like a side of blue cheese?
Yeah,
Crumbles? That's not going to be enough food for you.
I was too stoned in my defense to like speak up to this waitress.
Oh, that's also okay.
But
Yeah.
she was like, I had just had a double cheeseburger, which I should have said. But I was like, I'm just going to, we're at this steak place, but I'm like, I literally cannot fit another morsel of meat.
Beef. Yeah.
So I, oftentimes old school steakhouses have like a good shrimp cocktail. So I ordered a shrimp cocktail and a side salad. And the waitress goes, boo. Booed straight to my face.
And
Whoa.
Then, and
Like
then,
usually that's from the back of the room in a dark theater.
yeah. Yeah.
To your face in a restaurant is
And
crazy.
they paid to be there.
And
I'm
then
not
she was
paying.
just like, well, blue cheese crumbles. And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, just sounds salty. I'd like a blue, no. And she's
Yeah.
like, we need to get at least a little bit of dairy in you.
Yeah. And then so when
this
I
lady?
when I ordered, because I was like, I ordered a steak, and then I had a side salad, and she was like, you want blue cheese on that? And I was like, light blue cheese. And she's like, I'll bring it to you on the side, and then you can give some to her, so she can get a little bit of like
More
protein
dairy.
or something. It was amazing.
Oh my gosh.
But I wanted to ask, because like with the whole sharing of everything, is there, because one of my favorite things about LA is like Korean barbecue.
Oh, sick. Yeah.
Is there a,
We do not have a good Korean barbecue place
Okay.
here. We have some okay Korean restaurants.
okay, if somebody opens up like the all-you-can-eat style Korean barbecue, it will explode here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's because it's literally that same sort of principle.
Yeah.
Where it's like you want to go with like at least like you want to have a group of 4, even 6 people, and then you all you're at this table, and in the middle is basically like a hibachi grill. Oh. And so then you just keep ordering as much as you want, and they bring you all these like, different like side dishes that are also, as much as you want, like kimchi and, a bunch of stuff that like, I don't even know what this is, but I'm sure it's helping with the digestion and the GERD.
I hate that I know that word now.
I know.
I've learned so much.
It's really the worst unattractive word that anyone. I got GERD. All right, get out of here.
Gird. Gird is the word.
GERD is the word. I got the urge to gurge. No, that didn't work. But
It's okay.
but yeah, and then you basically just like cook meat with your friends, and
yeah.
you know.
I'm surprised. It's a very Nebraska
For sure, Omaha.
event.
Get off your
Get on
ass.
it. Get on it.
Get all you can eat Korean. I will move here.
Yeah.
That's the last thing that I need.
They need to stop opening up cookie stores and start opening up Korean barbecue joints.
I do wonder who's keeping all the cookie stores in business.
There just shouldn't be. And I just keep seeing posts on
I like
Facebook.
how you feel strongly about this.
I do, because it's like I will go in Lincoln. On one block, there's 3 cookie stores.
Damn.
And I just can't. A Crumble, there's a cookie something, and a Insomnia. Pick one. And no one needs it. The cookies are not in demand.
The cookie bubble's gonna burst.
It's gonna. And
Big cookie.
big cookie.
Your days are numbered.
There's a cookie place right by here. It's called Dough Company. And then there's another spot that's opening Papillion. And I just like, why do we keep doing this? And they're like, but we're going to cater it. I'm not catering cookies.
No.
Sorry. That was personal.
Yeah. I mean, cater some sandwiches.
Yes. And it's like just the dough too.
good.
The dough.
Yeah.
Who's catering raw dough?
Oh. And then you then you still have to cook it.
Or just eat it raw. I don't know. But I'm just pissed. I want
It's really a brainworm for you.
It just really pisses me off.
Yeah. We see on the news later, like several cookie stores were
When I was your
burned
age,
to the ground.
Joslyne, when I was your young age, there was TCBYs on every corner.
TCBYs?
Yeah, the fat-free yogurt craze had swept the Midwest, and we really believed in things like Snackwell's cookies and TCBY.
Oh yeah, stuff that was like fat free.
Yeah, fat-free
the
was.
fat-free rage of the '90s, where
And
it's
now,
like,
very hard pressed to find a yogurt shop.
yeah,
It is. They're shutting down.
I know,
Frozen
and
yogurt.
I want a frozen yogurt now.
Dude, I love that shit.
Yeah,
It's just
I know.
like
I was
you just
thinking.
basically get a healthy cup of frozen yogurt, and then you just put a bunch of candy bars on it.
Yes.
It's great.
I
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
I would say frozen yogurt's still going strong.
They're doing
in
pretty
LA.
good. They're going to be okay.
Yeah.
They're going to be okay. Orange Leaf, is that what it's called? Or that's the local.
Oh, is that
There's
the
like a
one?
red mango.
Ooh.
red mango.
And when I lived in Alabama, there was a sweet frog, and it was a Christian.
Okay. You want some frozen yogurt from a fucking frog?
Yeah, that is gross. But it was they love Jesus, and they let you know about it when you come in.
No,
Nice.
I'm not
We
a big
used to-
fan of that platform.
No, I don't like how they're
Yeah.
delivering their message.
I liked how one day Tyler and Joslyne ran into each other at a Christian coffee shop. And I heard this story separately from both of them. And I was like, why were you guys at a Christian coffee shop?
like I was just working.
And Joslyne was there voluntarily. Tyler had a meeting.
Nice.
I just want them to know. I think that they need queer representation at Sozo's Coffee House. I don't
on.
know. Yeah.
You listening?
There's a lot of coffee houses that are secretly Christian. But that one I think is very much
It's
like
open.
save your
They're playing
soul
Oceans.
with this espresso.
How's the coffee though?
Terrible.
Come on.
Terrible. Okay.
Do better.
Well, we are wrapping down towards the end of the episode. We're all going to go get a cup of frozen yogurt, I think, after this.
Yes.
Um,
And stand in the middle of a tornado. It was worth it.
Thank you guys so much for doing this very last minute. I'm so happy to have both of you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joss Boss.
Thanks
Of
for
course.
having me.
If you want to plug your socials, this is like the perfect time to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Folks, I mean, this is all that matters. I really only came on the episode for this moment, okay? And I swear to God, if you don't follow me on every single thing, I'm running out of time here, folks. I'm running out of steam. Things are not going well, okay? I need this. I need you to follow me. I need you to buy some merch. I will not tell you what my social media handles are. Figure it out. Google Simon Gibson. All that stuff will pop up, all right? Idiot. I'm sorry I said that.
Idiot.
At Simon Gibson on all platforms.
beautiful.
TikTok, rest in peace probably by the time this episode comes out.
Yeah.
Instagram, YouTube. And then my website. Sorry to brag, but I did build a fancy new website. And by me, I mean someone else. It's just Simon Gibson is funny, so you can stay up to date on all tour and whatever. So I love you.
Megan Malone. That's Megan with 3 G's and 3 L's, because there is a sort of famous porn star with 2 G's and 2 L's, and I just wanted one thing more than her.
Yep.
Just one thing.
So you could get me, if you could get me to 6K, guys.
Shit.
Let's
let's do it.
That'd be great.
Let's do it. And follow Tiny House. And go to Tiny House.
Yeah, all these things.
So good.
Yeah.
And come to the Backline this Saturday. Watch us all perform.
Woo.
Yeah.
Last Saturday of every month, after hours.
Yeah.
Backline. Thank you guys.
Thanks, Joslyne.
Thank you.